Folks, I'm a bonehead. I'll tell you why in a moment. Let me grab this. All right, let me grab this because I got some stuff for you. Um, you say, what? What? Yeah, I made a boneheaded move. Friend of mine who's a former Presbyterian pastor and a geologist, has a degree in science and a degree in theology, pointed out to me in my last video, I goofed and referenced Ruth when I should have referenced Esther and a couple of other things that I did. And I went, oh, you're right. I goofed up. So, and I know better. That's a fundamental mistake. Um, I'm going to blame it on feeling sick over the last 3 or 4 days with a stomach virus, okay? So that's what I'm blaming it on. All right, so let's move on. It's 92 degrees out here, but it's not as hot as it was when Trump rolled up on the Fulton County Jail. Things got hot when he rolled up in there. You know, I'm surprised that place didn't burst into flames when that motorcade went in. Did you see that motorcade? Holy. I want to watch my words. Did you see that motorcade? I mean, it rolled in there like it owned the place. Trump walked in like, this is my jail now. He was the kingpin, man. I don't care what gang member was in that jail. He was the kingpin rolling into that place. You should see here to some of the commentaries from some of the folks out of the hood. They got it, man. They understand it. They have street smarts. Something that Harvard graduates don't really understand. That's beyond their comprehension. Street smarts, yeah. Uh, they have street smarts. They get it. They know a con when they see one, and they know an OG coming in when they see one. And Trump was an OG walking into that place. And if you don't know what an OG is, you're not from the hood, or you've never been a cop working in the hood. So he was an OG walking in there. I mean, he was the OG walking in there. They didn't have anything over him. Those cops gave him respect. That motorcade rolled in, took that gel over for 20 minutes, and then said, you can have it back, and rolled out. Hopped on his plane and flew off to home, which I guess is in New Jersey. He spends part of the time in New Jersey, part of the time in Florida, apparently. Folks, it's over. I'm telling you right now, it's over. Everybody else might as well just drop out of the race. Trump's going to be the next president. Period. The Fulton County DA's office just made sure that Trump was going to be the next president. Not only that, but they also made sure that all of this corruption that's been happening in Georgia is going to be exposed. It's called discovery, and it's called subpoena. They're going to subpoena people that are going to make the people running the election system in Georgia look like idiots. And they're going to bring out evidence that's going to make the governor and the secretary of state and the people running the election system look like idiots. And they're going to be exposed. And they're already being exposed. People are jumping on the Trump bandwagon like anything I've ever seen. By the way, apparently there was a Republican debate, presidential debate. But you know what? Nobody really paid attention to it because Trump was having an interview with Tucker Carlson. And it's over 100 million views now. I think it's to 200 million views on that interview with Trump. Anybody who doesn't think that this thing is already over, you might as well just go crawl into a cave, okay, and just live the rest of your life out in a cave somewhere because you're not living in reality. Now, some of the folks thought that Trump was going to go into a jail cell. Can you believe that? People actually believed that he was going to go into a jail cell, that they're going to put him in an orange jumpsuit and put him in a jail cell. Folks, there's this thing called national security. No former president, whether it be Trump, Barack Obama, Carter, Bush, any of the presidents that are still alive, none of them will ever go into a prison or a jail cell, ever. Why? Because it's a national security issue. That's why. And the Secret Service will never, ever allow that to happen. I mean, but it would have been iconic to see the shootout that would have occurred between the Secret Service and the jail personnel if somebody tried to start slamming handcuffs on Trump. That would have been an epic shootout. Secret Service wasn't going to allow that to happen. And of course, the law enforcement officials in Georgia, they understood that and they knew that. No, it's never going to happen. For you people dancing around, thinking that you're going to see Trump in an orange jumpsuit behind bars, you need to get a grasp on reality, okay? Because you're not living in reality. Get a grasp, right? Come back to the real world because you're not there. You're in a fantasy world somewhere. It's never going to happen, folks. Now, let's go ahead and hit the Twitter front, or X as they're called. I'm looking at an old style, remember the old style Western wanted posters, like the James Gang and so forth, wanted, dead or alive. Well, somebody made one of those style posters with Trump's mugshot, which, by the way, his mugshot is primo. He looks like he's about to take names and kick you know what. So anyway, wanted for president. That's what it says. Check it out. I'll show it to you. Isn't that awesome? Wanted. Let me see if I can get it on here. Wanted. What's going on here? Here we go. There we go. Can you see it? Wanted for president. I know there's a lot of reflection, but there you go. So anyway, let's go through the Twitter front. Let me bring up my page. By the way, this is my page, if you ever wonder. There's my page. So, Stu Peters put out, there's unrestricted warfare. The Marathon oil refinery is on fire in Garyville, Louisiana. Directed energy weapon? Who knows? What else do we have here? These are not the ones that let's see, let me get past that. Lauren Witzke? Anyway, the mugshot is a warning. Donald Trump's booking photo was supposed to be an exercise in humility. He turned it into a threat. DC Drano. Hilarious woman narrates Trump's motorcade to Fulton County. Anyone else notice how his motorcade looked like that of a sitting POTUS? Dozens of police motorcycles and tinted SUVs. An ambulance and a SWAT truck. Streets closed off. The cops in Georgia showed respect to President Trump. Donald Trump popped out on Fulton County. Listen to this. It's already going, but here, I'll just pop it on.
This is history.
Let me back it up. Let me back this up, if I can. Well, it won't let me. There we go.
And all y'all be talking about y'all gang. This gang. This man rolled up with all his people deep.
Now, she's talking from the hood.
Rolled through the city deep. I'm talking about GOP. Donald White gang gang. Let me drop this. Ride with me real quick, y'all. I gotta take this ride. I gotta take this flight and this ride real quick. Drop this 20 grand off to these folk since they hooping and hollering. You know what I'm saying? Look at this man riding through the city. Do you hear me? Do y'all not understand? Like, this is history. Like, this is crazy. Donald don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. Donald said, and what? You want me here? I'm in Georgia. What's up? Say something. I pulled up. I'm going to pull up on you, Fulton County. I'm going to pull up. He done pulled up on him. He said, let me pop out real quick. Yo, this man came to Georgia.
She's cracking me up.
I ain't even mad. I'm talking about cars for days. Like, yo, security for days. Like, yo, y'all be talking about y'all gang gang. Y'all don't know nothing about gang gang. We even got the ambulance just in case somebody get hurt. I'll take care of my people. Tell them, Donald. Donald said this ain't nothing but a little pit stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this right here, y'all. This right here, y'all. They got this shit is hilarious. I mean, he riding through the trenches like.
He roll up and say, I own this jail. Look, she's speaking for a lot of people, folks. This is how a lot of the people who have been under the thumb of rich men north of Richfield, a lot of these folks, this is how they feel. And this is how they view this. You got to understand. See, the folks in the Ivy League department up there, north of Richfield, they don't understand this mentality. They're clueless. Look, folks, I worked as a cop in San Diego for a long time, okay? I retired as a cop in San Diego, okay? I worked Southeast. I worked Logan Heights. I worked the Barrio, okay? I worked Linda Vista. I worked those areas where the gangs roamed and owned the streets, okay? I worked those. I understand this mentality. I understand how these folks think. Yeah, I'm biblically minded too, until I make a boneheaded move like I did in the last video, where I act like I didn't know anything about the Bible. But, but look, I understand this mentality. Trump is tapping into that. And let me tell you something. These folks are going to come out in mass. And wait till the shutdowns hit. Okay? First this, possibly the camera shot heard around the world. And then the shutdowns coming in October, mid-September, October, fully implemented by December. We're going to have a revolt in this country. Look, anything I learned working the streets, you don't want to upset the wrong person. And right now, the deep state is angering the wrong people. And these people are going to rise up and they're going to start taking over neighborhoods, okay? They're going to start taking territory. And they're going to say, these are my streets now. We're claiming whatever, whatever I'm relating it to a gang type of situation. The gang say this is Blood territory, this is Crip territory, this is Red Step territory, this is Logan territory, this is 5-9 Brim territory. Okay? These folks are going to rise up and take the streets and say this is Trump territory. That is what's happening. Anybody that can't see that, you're not living in the same world that these folks are living in. I mean, that's bottom line. Okay, I'm bringing my ghetto cop self out, okay? And I'm telling you, it's over. It's over. Okay? Pence, it's over. Right? Ramaswamy, it's over. It's over. You guys might as well just go home. Right? DeSantis, it's done. You guys don't have a shot to the moon of making president now. Not this time around. And Dems, it's over. This is going to be the next president. The guy that just got the mugshot. You think of Gandhi, who got a mugshot. Zelensky, the Russian dissident who got a mugshot. You think of Martin Luther King, got a mugshot. I mean, can we go down the list of people who got mugshots that after that mugshot, they rose to prominence and had an amazing effect upon the world? Now, I don't believe in I can't think of his name now. India. Anyway, I don't believe in Hinduism, okay? I don't believe in that. But what he was able to do, look, this is the mugshot heard around the world. It's over. I'm just telling you. Here's some of the posts. This is from End Wokeness. Donald J. Trump arrested. Trump lawyers arrested. Steve Bannon arrested. Peter Navarro arrested. Rudy Giuliani arrested. James O'Keefe raided. Roger Stone arrested. The Clintons, 0 jail time. Hunter Biden, 0 jail time. Epstein clients, 0 jail time. DC war criminals, 0 jail time. Folks, that's going to change. Give it a year. That's going to change. Now, Babylon Bee, this was funny. Man accused of trying to violently overthrow government turns himself in peacefully. Again, picture of Trump. Isn't it ironic that he turns himself in peacefully 4 times, but he's this great insurrectionist? How ironic. Well, I have a nurse here that's very, very frustrated because she was just told to get ready for emergency lockdowns and emergency conditions in the hospital once again. They marked it on their calendars, folks. It's coming. Stu Peters says a crisis so bad, you know it's coming weeks ahead of time. I think I'm going to go ahead and play what she had to say. So it's going to happen again. The lockdowns are coming. Listen. Let me bring this back. If I can grab it and bring it back. There we go. Oh, come on. Here we go. Now listen.
I work for a large hospital system in Broward County, Florida, on the anesthesia team. Last night, the house nurse manager came to my department and told us that we must prepare for a COVID crisis that's going to start next week. And the hospital will be taking part of our recovery unit, anesthesia recovery unit, to house COVID patients. And that we cannot allow surgical patients' families to come visit them, which we do pre and post surgery, pre and post anesthesia. And I looked at her and I said, how do you know you're going to need our rooms, our bays? And how do you know there's going to be a crisis next week? She tilted down her glasses. She looked at me. And she said, you know what's going on by now. And I said, yeah, I do. And everyone else just went, oh, here we go again, and shrugged their shoulders. Does anyone else find this really strange besides me? It's about time that this whole corrupted, stinking system is brought down. Seriously. Because I'm really hating my job right now. I can't stand this corruption anymore. Please share.
Now, you think folks are fed up? They're fed up. They're sick of it. They're fed up. We're going to have a revolt in this country if the deep state doesn't back off. If they don't back off, we're going to have a major revolt. I'm telling you, it's heading in that direction. Remember, they play both sides of the field. They play both sides of the field to keep everybody off kilter and to keep everybody confused. D.C. Drano wrote this: never was on the Vivek shiny new toy train and never will be. I've looked into his big pharma and Soros-funded past. He was pro-Pence on J6, doesn't believe 2020 was rigged with stuffed ballots, was pro-vax, pro-mask, and wants uncapped, high-skilled immigration. Sorry, but those are completely disqualifying for me and millions of other voters. His words sound better now because he speaks to please whoever his current audience is, but his recent past shows his true form. I'm admittedly shocked at how many are fooled by his silver tongue. Yeah, well, Eve was fooled by the silver tongue of Satan, wasn't she? I think some like him for the clicks, some like him because he's defeating DeSantis, and others because they simply believe his current words. He's likable and a great speaker. Yeah, so was Satan. Angel of light, right? But many of us see through the snake oil smokescreen. Just like his company, Acovant, hype fades and reality sets in eventually. And that was D.C. Drano. Whole list of people that have not been arrested, but who Joy Manorino would love to see arrested, including George Soros, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and a list about this long. If you live in Quebec, Canada, you need to hear this. It's now legal in Quebec for the government to steal your child or your children if you refuse to mask or vaccinate them by deeming you an unfit parent. If I was living in Quebec and I had small children, I'd be loading up the car and heading somewhere else. That's me. All right, let's move right along. Where's the rest of my post? Why does it do this? It hits a certain point and it stops. Okay. Give me more. It won't give me more. Okay. All right. So I had more for you guys, but for some reason it won't scroll down any further. I don't know why. You're getting the picture here, though. Let me see if I can do sum it. I'll just turn it off for a moment. You know, when I first became a cop, fresh out of the academy, I had the academic understanding from the the constitutional classes and the legal classes, the law classes, the learning the penal code and the welfare and institutions code and the health and safety code and all of the different municipal codes and everything I had to learn in the academy. I had to learn criminal law. I had to learn about the Fourth Amendment. Just so much stuff that had to be crammed into our heads. So I had an academic legal understanding of what it was to be a cop, and I had a basic understanding of what it was to operate under officer safety and street tactics, tactical type stuff. Very, very basic. But it wasn't until I stepped into that patrol car with a field training officer that my real education began. Because then it got real. We were going to real calls, handling real situations, and it wasn't scenario training anymore. And it wasn't legal theory or constitutional understanding anymore. It was, you're in the car and you're going to have to survive the shift without being killed. And FTOs used to tell their trainees, my number one job is to keep you alive till the end of this shift. Big responsibility for the FTOs. Because these trainees are coming in green. They don't understand the streets yet. They haven't worked the streets yet. They don't get it. They don't understand it. And that was us 3 years ago when the first pandemic hit. Over the last 3 years, we've received an education. We've had some street experience. We've got some street smarts now. We're looking at everything that they're talking about doing in, October through December, again, coming up. And a lot of people are going, been down that road already now. I know the game, and I'm going to play it better than I did the last time. It's coming, folks. A revolt is coming. Resistance is coming because people aren't going to be as naive and easily deceived as they were before. Why? Because of experience. They got an education. Not just an academic education. They got a real street level education. By the time I became a field training officer, I knew what I was doing. I knew the streets. I'd made the arrest. I'd dealt with the gang members. I'd been in the bad situations where I was wondering if I was going to make it home that night alive. So I had the experience. We've had the experience over the last 3 years. Businesses have shut down. Churches have shut down. Schools, Christian schools have shut down because of that experience. It's not going to happen a second time. There will be a revolt. People are not going to do it again. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. And that mugshot is going to be their rally cry. All right. Let me see if I can give you something out of the scriptures real quick. Don't have much time left here. If I can find it. All right. I think I'll go to Psalms and just give you a little something out from the scriptures. This is the book that transforms lives. Bow down thine ear, O Lord, hear me, for I am poor and needy. Preserve my soul, for I am holy. O thou my God, save thy servant that trust in thee. Be merciful unto me, O Lord, for I cry unto thee daily. Rejoice the soul of thy servant, for unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. For thou, Lord, art good, and ready to forgive, and plenteous in mercy unto all them that call upon thee. Give ear, O Lord, unto my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications. In the day of my trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. Among the gods there is none like unto thee. O Lord, neither are there any works like unto thy works. All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee, O Lord, and shall glorify thy name. For thou art great, and do wondrous things. Thou art God alone. Teach me thy way, O Lord. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name. I will praise thee, O Lord my God, with all my heart, and I will glorify thy name forever, forevermore. For great is thy mercy toward me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. O God, the proud are risen against me, and the assemblies of violent men have sought after my soul, and have not set thee before them. But thou, O Lord, art a God full of compassion, and gracious, long-suffering, and plenteous in mercy and truth. O turn unto me, and have mercy upon me. Give thy strength unto thy servant, and give the son of thine handmaid. Show me a token for good, that they which hate me may see it and be ashamed. Because thou, Lord, hast hope in me and comforted me. Be comforted, folks. God will do his work, and there's absolutely nothing in this world that can stop God from doing his work. And he's not done with this world. And those who stand against him, their day is coming. And it's not going to be pretty unless they repent. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.